So what up, though? It's Dwan Dandridge, CEO of Black Leaders Detroit, and we are back again with another episode of Speak for Yourself. And of course, we have the Ken, Muscle Man, Elkins in the building.
What's happening?
And a real regular guest, nothing special. No. One of the definitely rising stars in the nonprofit sector here in Detroit, making waves and making impact with the youth in our community. Some of the very deserving, but often left out. Miss Sharnese Marshall.
Thank you. Excited to be here today.
What up, Doe?
What up?
So one of the things that we like to do to get started is we like to invite our guests to introduce themselves to our audience. So what is it that you would like for our audience to know, or how would you like them to know you?
Yes, so I am Sharnese Marshall, founder and CEO of The Konnection. I love Detroit. I love our kids, and I know that the work that I'm doing, I was created to do. And that's why I live. That's why I'm here. That's why I breathe, is to do this work. The Konnection, a little bit about our organization. We're a Detroit-based nonprofit organization. This is only our second full year of programming, but we specifically work with kids who are chronically absent from school, so helping them stay engaged through different programs and resources and just really filling the gap whatever is needed to get that kid to school. We're making sure that we provide that for them.
Dope.
And so talk to us a little bit more about that. Like, how are you doing that? How do you work with the schools to do that? Because that's quite intriguing, and it's a great gap to fill. Yeah. All right, so talk to us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, for sure. So we have an MOU with the district. So we work specifically with Detroit Public School Community District Schools. Right now we partner with 2 schools in 1 school building, so Durfee Elementary Middle School and Central High School, to provide 3 different programs. And the way that we created these programs is through community conversation. So asking the kids, asking the parents, if there's any program, if you could create a program that would help you stay connected to school, what would that look like? And the top 3 things that they mentioned was resources, fun and exciting experiences, and meaningful relationships.
Okay.
So with that, we created our 3 programs. So the first program we run is called our Konnection Closet, which is a resource room where kids have access to it all year round to get whatever they need. So hygiene items, school supplies, clothes, food, shoes, you name it. Okay. Last year we distributed about 1,800 resources in the closet and served about 250 kids.
Nice. So, congratulations.
Yeah, so that provides resources for the entire family, whether it's a parent coming who needs something or a kid who's just walking the hallway like, hey, I don't have a notebook, or I need more toothpaste at home. They can come in and grab whatever they need. So that's the first program we offer. The second program that we offer is called our Konnection Closet. I'm sorry that I said that already. Yeah. The second program that we run is called our Konnection Club. So that's our after-school piece, and that's where we work with middle schoolers specifically. Twice a week, we run mentorship, tutoring, career exploration, and then we take those students on an out-of-state travel experience, completely paid for by us. So we provide them with the flights, where we stay, and the whole idea of that club is to create a space where kids feel like they belong, kids feel like they're seen, they're heard. We keep the clubs very intimate and small. We only allow about 20 kids to join that club.
That's small?
That's small. We keep it very small.
That's big. I know there's a lot more kids, right?
20 kids,
20 kids taking a traveling out of state.
So, but all the kids don't earn. Every kid doesn't go on that end of the year trip. Okay. So you have to earn it. So we have an incentive-based program within the club where kids, they get points for coming to school. They get points for coming to our after-school program. They get points for behavior, bringing up their GPA. So this is not just if you join the club, you're going on a trip.
Okay, I like that.
I do it how my parents did me. So you have to earn these experiences. You have to earn being part of, extracurricular activities. So we teach the kids that you have to earn everything in life. So they have to earn that trip. We don't take all 20. Last year we only took 9.
Okay.
So this year we're hoping to get at least around 15. So so that's our second.
You said something in your introduction, right? You said I was created to do this work.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what you mean when you say that, and how you know
Yeah,
that, right?
for sure. So everybody, I believe that everyone who was put on earth has purpose, right? They have a purpose to be here, and it's whatever your purpose is, it should come natural to you. So growing up, being able to connect with kids, being able to connect with my siblings, being able to just connect with people in general, it was what has always been in me. It was something that came natural. I'm naturally a people person. I'm naturally starting conversations with people. And I feel that that's my purpose in life. And I feel that I am able to connect with kids on a different level that sometimes people are not able to, where kids will open up first day meeting me and say, hey, Miss Sharnese, this is, what's going on with me. And they don't even really know me, and I don't know the kids in the school, but because the kids are, hey, Miss Sharnese, hey, Miss Sharnese, hey, Miss Sharnese, every time I'm walking in the hallways, they feel seen as well. They feel heard, So just kids pulling me aside and saying, hey, I haven't eaten in 2 days, right? Or my mom doesn't have a car, so I'm having a hard time with transportation. Or whatever the issue may be. Those are just a couple of examples. Being able for kids to see me like that, I just take it it's an honor, to be able to be approached by the kids and being able to listen to them and listen to their hearts. And it's just something that has always come natural to me. Nice. And even in the space that I'm in now.
Well, let me correct you on something. You say you're a people person. You're more of a kid person, not a people person. Like you vibe with youth more than adults, I believe.
No.
You can't, no.
I vibe with adults. I vibe with kids.
I don't
vibe with Ken. I'm not a Ken person. That's a different. You're a different type of adult. But I vibe. So to correct you, I vibe with adults. I vibe with kids. Right. I vibe with people. Just not Ken.
No, I can.
Oh wait, this is the camera to emphasize. I don't vibe with Ken.
That's the difference.
But I can attest to the fact that you are definitely work well with you. When we first met was when I was with Winnie Futures, and you came on as a mentor, and just like you said, right away, boom, like the young ladies in your group, they all just gravitated to you, loved you, and it was just amazing to watch you lead them and get them to open up, and watching you throughout those years. And I think he was also working with kids with softball at that time as well, and so just watching you work with young people and your care for young people, I'm not surprised that when you started this organization, and because I just saw that coming. So just again, so proud of you and congratulations for the work that you're doing. So.
Thank you. And I also try to help the kids see that they have purpose to life, right? A lot of our kids, they don't see much happening in their community. They don't see the hope sometimes. They don't see the love. And I try to make sure that they understand, hey, you are here for a reason. You are here, you have a purpose. Now let's figure that out. So we try to pull that out of each kid that we work with too.
Nice. What's the biggest challenge you faced since starting the Konnection?
Yeah, I would say I have been blessed, honestly. Like God has really blessed me and have opened up so many doors for me. So I don't even want to say that I have just all these challenges. Of course, as a Black leader, sometimes funding is tough, right? Because we don't get all the time. All the time, right. Funding, no. Funding is harder, as you know, as a Black leader, because we have to advocate on a whole, another level, as the, white-led organizations. So you'll go for the same dollars, but they'll ask for all of these things, right? They'll ask for all of these reporting. We were just joking about you all making me report.
Right.
No.
We don't need that report, though, too.
You need that report. No, but like the amount of reporting is more, it's a hassle to even try to get the funding and to get the dollars. So I would say funding for sure, as a Black leader, that's been an issue. Another one is sometimes the parents and the kids don't appreciate the things that you're doing and the opportunity.
That has to be hard.
It's so hard because I've never had to and I don't call kicking kids out, but I say, hey, you've been released for now. If we see that you're able to appreciate it, then we'll bring you back because we want to work with every kid. But for instance, we had to put another $20,000 in our budget just for transportation to make sure the kids were getting to and from school.
Okay.
And we were noticing parents calling the morning of our driver like, hey, our kid's not coming to school today. And it's like the amount of resources and the time that we are taking to write
have a person on there. Yes.
Absolutely. And then it's like the people don't appreciate it. But I also have to look at it differently, right? That mom may be dealing with depression to where she
Yeah.
can't even get out of bed.
Or a number of things
right?
where the intent last night was to send them.
Right.
Right? And
Right.
something happened between last night and this morning.
Exactly.
Right.
So I would say sometimes it's unappreciation, but sometimes it's the circumstances that they're,
Yes.
you know, that they have. So trying to kind of play with that and make sure that I'm being fair as well, to
Yeah.
where it's not we're pulling the plug like, hey, we're not picking your kids up no more, but having those conversations.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who likes to just take conflict head on. So having the real conversations with the parents and saying, hey, you know, and having to get in their business. Like, I need you to
Yeah.
tell me what's going on, but it's like,
That's rough because you want them to keep their dignity,
you
right?
want to.
You want them to. You want to say, look, I see you doing this. I see you doing the best you can, and if you look at the circumstances, you'd be like, might be like, damn, like you're doing more than I might be able to do
Yeah.
with those circumstances,
Yeah.
and keep their dignity. But at the same time, it's hard because you have a responsibility to the organization, to your funders, to the other children,
Yeah.
right, in the group. It's hard. Ken, to tell you, I struggle when people like, because it feels like sometimes for me and for us, I think it goes beyond like not appreciating. It's like almost like usurious in a way. Like that's where
Expecting,
the rubs.
people expect
Yeah,
certain
it's
things.
like when it becomes like people look at you and that their tone is like, you know, yeah, like that, and it's dismissive and like, yeah, like you need to give that and more.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, like.
Luckily, I haven't had to
y'all
deal
know
with
we working
that.
with behind the scenes. How much time and energy we put
Yeah.
into all of these different things. So yeah, that has to be a hard one.
Yeah, luckily
Yeah.
we haven't had any parents who were like rude or kids who were like
Yeah.
super rude. So I think that makes it a little bit more digestible, but it's still hard to kind of find the balance of making sure you're providing these, but making sure people aren't taking advantage of the resources.
Same time.
Yeah, at the
I'm
same time.
curious because you mentioned transportation. Talk to a little bit more about that. 'Cause you said the mom can just call up at last minute. Like, how are you guys handling transportation?
Yeah, so we hire a transportation company to be
Okay.
able to provide our transportation to and from school for our kids. And there's
Is that
two
any
different
kid in the
drivers.
whole school, or is
any
that
kid in our program? So
in
in the
your
Konnection
program? Okay.
Club,
Okay.
the after
Okay.
school program. So
Okay.
if transportation is a barrier,
So
then
before
we'll
school,
provide-
in the morning?
Before school, so we'll pick
Wow.
the kids up in the morning to make sure they're in school, and then we'll take them home after school and
Wow.
after our program. So we make sure that transportation is not an issue. Period.
Wow.
So we'll have parents. I'll say two parents in particular. They'll call the morning of or the night before and say, "Hey, our kids aren't coming to school." And then when you contact the parents and you're like, "Hey, you know, just checking in, making sure everything's okay," they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, it's no reason. It's just like, yeah, I just didn't get them up, you know." And then my fiance had to, you know, kind of pull me off the ledge one time because I was pissed. I was very upset that this family kept missing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You never know what that family is going through." So he always pulls me back and he's like, "You're here for a reason. You're doing this, you know, this is your purpose. Make sure that you don't let emotions get in the way of providing for the kids, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're the ones who suffer."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is difficult. Like you're saying, trying to
Yeah.
help people maintain their dignity and not get all up in their business, but also making sure you are coaching them
Yeah,
right on what should be done. You know, a lot of times people don't do everything they're supposed to do, right? Even though they have good intentions, they may not do it. So I know that has to be difficult.
Yeah.
Not judging of when to pressure, when not to say something like that. Just seems like that could be very
Yeah,
tough.
but another thing that we did was, because we take care of not only transportation for that kid, but their siblings. So let's say
Nice.
a kid is in our program. One kid, she has 5 siblings. So
Oh,
we make
man.
sure that all of them get to school, not just our one child who's
Oh,
in our
wow.
program. So we had to have conversations with them. I'm like, "Hey, I don't care if your siblings don't get up and go to school, but you in my program and I'm providing this for you, so I need you to be accountable. You need to practice everything, the discipline, the responsibility piece, the accountability, everything that we work on in the club. I need you to get up. You have a cell phone. You know, I've given kids alarm clocks. There's no excuse
Right.
as to why you shouldn't be getting up. I give you batteries. I bought batteries for the alarm clock, so you can't say the alarm clock is dead.
Right.
So there's no excuses for our kids. So
Yeah.
if your siblings don't come to school, we don't have anything to do with that. but we need to make sure that you're in school. And we've seen, improvements in a couple of the kids who we were having issues with.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
So what's the thing that, like, I guess you're excited about the most, or the thing that has brought you the most joy and hope?
Yeah.
Can you talk about maybe from the programming side and maybe a student and whatnot, and then from funding, right? Because we talked about that being a challenge, but I also know that you've experienced some success, you know what I mean, as a black leader in this space. So can you talk about, like, I guess those things?
Yeah, so a couple things. I would say what brings me joy is seeing the increase, in the kids' grades and their attendance, and the stories from the teachers, like, hey, this kid has been way more focused this year, or hey, this kid is showing up every day, they're opening their book, they're actually participating. So that's when we know we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, is when we see the kids showing up to class. They're doing everything they're supposed to be doing. One of the kids that we work with, when we first started working with her, she was attending school at a rate of 50%. Now she's attending school at a rate of 90%, and she's on the honor roll, right? And her mom started back school, right? So her mom has her mom is going back to school for her GED.
Wow.
So we're noticing our kids are inspiring our parents.
Nice.
We're noticing the whole family dynamic is changing. So I would say that's one story. Another kid, I talk about him all the time because he's a kid who, like, really blessed me in the first year when it was hard, when I wasn't getting no money, I wasn't getting paid. I'm like, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this. But I saw his increase in terms of his attendance, his grade, and I put him aside. I'm like, hey, I'm seeing all the, I'm so excited. I'm so happy for you. Like, what's changed? And he said, the connection. I'm a crybaby. I be crying. But no, I really just bust out in tears because I'm like, everything that I'm doing, it matters, right? Yeah. To our kids. It's changing their lives.
Nice. And probably everything you've done, I'm going to lift, something else up. Because a lot of times we always hear people, I'm going to start a nonprofit. Everybody wants to start a nonprofit, right? That's a new thing.
Yeah.
Even though it's very hard, correct?
Yes, it's hard.
It is very, very difficult to do this and to get the work done. And then we see people like yourself, like BLD, who has had some success, and people say, this is easy, I can do it. But the one thing I want to lift up with you is there has to be a history of back work for you to be able to monopolize those savings, I guess, right, is what I'm trying to say, right? So with you, again, with working with young people, from mentoring to the softball, all the stuff you did. But even when we started BLD, you were the very first person to volunteer for us, right? When we did our opening.
And come with a crew.
And come with a whole crew.
The Marshals come with a crew.
We come
right?
in.
Brought your whole family
strong,
and just helped us with our launch day and really saved us, right? Because we didn't have anybody there, and you brought everybody to kind of do the work, and you took over and you did the work. And then you helped us since then. But I've been seeing you in spaces like that, just always giving yourself and giving of yourself, right? Which I think now you're reaping from that work and from that unselfishness. So I just want to lift that up about your character and what you do, too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all about service for me. Like, if there's any way that I can plug in to serve, people know, like, just call Sharnese. She's always willing to serve. And I think that's something that was instilled. I know that was something that was instilled in us from a very young age. So my parents also always taught us about the importance of serving and making sure that we're being of service no matter where we are and just plugging in. So I think it's something that I grew up, doing and knowing.
So talk to us about a high point on the fundraising side.
Yeah, so we just received the Michigan Department of Education out of school time grant.
Okay.
That was our biggest grant. They gave millions of dollars. So we didn't get $1 million, but it was our biggest grant to date. So that was something that was huge for the organization. We also got the Well Fund grant with the Skillman Foundation.
Nice.
We received funding from the Kresge Foundation.
She
and
ain't
we're
saying
talking.
numbers. She ain't saying
Right. She ain't saying no. We're going to need that check back. We're going to need you to run it.
No.
I think you good. We're going to need you to run it.
I'm just saying
Tell her too late.
I'm
Tell her too late.
just saying
Tell her you did a digital
it's already
deposit.
in my bag. It's
She took
already,
a picture.
Yep.
She deposited.
Chase.com. It's already in the app. Don't worry about it. But no, like, so we've received some pretty good, some good grants.
Okay.
Nice.
That have allowed us to hire our program manager full
Nice.
time.
Nice.
Before she was working for me, and this goes back to service and mentorship. So my program manager, I coached her in high school.
Okay.
So I had her in high school, and I mentored her.
What, for softball, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
softball when I was the coach at Southwood Lathrop High School.
Okay.
So when I coached there, she was my star player, my shortstop, my catcher, whatever I needed her to do, she always stepped up. She's always been a leader.
Nice.
I mentored her through college. She went to
Okay.
U of M, unfortunately. Still go green. She went to U of M. That's her only downfall. But I've been able to, she worked for me for a year free.
Yeah.
Like full time, there all the time
Wow.
with me. She was my right hand person, and her being able to serve me after serving her so many years, it was kind of like
Yeah.
the benefit,
Yeah.
and reaping that.
Yeah.
So just to have her on board and be faithful to the organization, that's been another like highlight as it relates to funding, being able to actually hire her and say, hey, now we don't have to split $250 a week.
Right.
You can have your own check now.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, nice.
Congratulations on that.
Late
Thank
great
you.
Marlo Stoudemire used to always talk about deposits, making deposits into people
Yeah.
and whatnot, and like talk about like that. I think that was his way of talking about the sowing and reaping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you show up to make a withdrawal from a place where you haven't put any deposits. Good luck.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
No, it makes
but
sense.
yeah, so no,
Well
that's
said.
that's,
Yep, that's true.
That's good. You got any more questions?
We'll do angry.
I think she already told
I
us what
kinda
made her
did.
angry.
Angry.
Yeah, she
Oh,
did it
yeah,
without,
angry
without
black
stepping into
woman.
it. Yeah, but you are going to be celebrating something else,
Yes.
another type of connection,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Coming up.
Yes, I'm
Somebody
getting married.
married. Somebody asked you to marry him?
No, see, this is why I'm not a Ken person. You always talking junk. No, yes. So
Yes.
I am getting married in August
what's
to the
up.
love of my life,
That's what's
Adam
up.
Harris.
Congratulations.
So I'm
Yes.
super, super excited about that.
Shout out to Adam.
Yes.
We are extremely happy for y'all.
Thank
and
you.
yeah, just what the connection means to the community, what Adam mean to the community. It's the thing that gives us hope, and the reason we started BLD, because we know that there were amazing people like you out there doing the work, and we just want to make sure that you all have the financial support necessary to keep doing the work.
Thank
right?
you. You don't know how much this means to organizations, black businesses. This means everything. So
Yeah.
thank you. I know you all probably don't get the thanks, that you deserve, but it is changing lives in more ways than you know. So thank
Although
you.
Appreciate it.
we made you a job offer. You
Not
turned
you,
us.
Ken.
You turned us down. I think.
So the reason,
What? Huh? I think. Then you turned us down.
so you did.
We
so
all of this. We all of that.
Let me explain. Because I know this was his baby and this was his dream, I didn't want to come and do it because I don't do anything. And I knew that if I started
We
working
editing this part out.
if I knew I was gonna work for BLD,
This when you
keep
was
this
starting
so
the
you can watch
connection.
it later. If I was working for BLD, I would have been trying to do half Konnection and half BLD,
Yep.
and BLD didn't deserve that.
Yep.
Neither
And,
did
and
the
that's what you
Konnection.
told us. You said, nope, it's time. It's time for me to do my
Yeah,
job.
and we
I remember
we're
that.
happy
We-
you are
we
where you're supposed to-
respected that so
you are
much.
where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now it made a lot of sense. We was disappointed, but happy at the same time.
Yeah, I appreciate
Because like
the
it's time
offer.
for me to do my dream. So.
Yeah.
But I got to give you a hard time.
I know.
I was like, how she
Of course.
going?
You can't
Tell
resist
us
it.
no.
I know.
Why he always got it?
It is. I
You
mean,
hire him?
he should have had a connection growing up.
He definitely needed.
If he would have had a connection,
Yeah.
he might. But I
Because
mean,
he
hey,
probably was in school, but he for
'cause
sure was
I've been
absent.
trying to work with him for 4 years, and I just don't think that I'm like. Would you say you were called to do this
Called
work?
to do
or whatever?
this. Ain't nobody called to work
I
with
don't
him, with
think
him
I'm
though.
called. I don't think I'm qualified.
I'm kind of right here. I don't know if I'm right here.
I don't think I'm
Y'all
called
still
or
going, and
qualified.
I'm right
Wrong
here.
person, wrong
Yeah,
seat.
so I don't,
So sometimes
How you gonna go EOS?
Hey.
How you gonna
hire quick, fire fast. What it say? What they say? Fire.
It's higher, slow,
Hire
fire,
slow,
fast.
fire fast. You
Oh,
should have
Lord.
listened to. You should have listened to that.
it's rough
I
out
don't know
there.
how he's still here.
It's rough. He he worked for free like the lady.
That makes
That's what it is.
that make
He
more
was like,
sense.
I'll give you a decade for free.
That
I
makes
couldn't
more
turn it
sense.
down.
Like, I'll
We
pay you
couldn't
in
turn it
snacks.
down. We couldn't turn
That's
it down.
his paycheck
The
up there in the
snacks.
snacks. Like, just come. I will feed you.
I get chips. And I just finished the bag of Doritos too. They was
Yeah.
good.
Oh man.
You pick up the snacks and you eat them. That's your pay.
We're gonna get
Y'all
you get you out of here on that.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for all the work you're doing. Congratulations with the success. Congratulations to Adam. Yeah.
Thank you, BLD.
And we out. Peace.
Peace.
So what up, though? It's Dwan Dandridge, and we back again with another episode.
Episode.
Episode.